There, now we have a microphone. What's good, the peoples? How's everybody doing today? Still getting my laptop situated over here. All right. What else do I need to do? Got chat on stream. Got my alerts up. I think I'm good to go. So I'm going back and forth on what games I should add to the perfect save list, and it occurs to me that I don't know enough about this version of Final Fantasy 15. So they released this version of Final Fantasy 15 to like mobile devices and stuff. So like if your only gaming device was a tablet or a phone, you could still play Final Fantasy 15, I guess. And then it got ported to Switch because the Switch isn't a good enough console to have the real Final Fantasy 15, I guess. Because it's a handheld with an HDMI out and not a real console. But my understanding is that it is like a different enough experience from Final Fantasy 15 that it's a kind of separate game. So I'm curious to see what it's like. You might see a glitch in the video for a second as my HDMI input switches over. I think I played this for about 15 minutes or so when I first downloaded it. What options are there? Achievements, music, sound effect, voice. Rumble, none. Thank you. I should probably turn down the volume a little bit. Yeah, I think I just booted this up long enough to make sure it worked. I'm not really sure what it is. But let's play through it, and then we can decide whether we need to almost perfect save it or not. So we'll know. So I last played it more than 2 years ago, I guess. So we'll just put a new game here in slot 2. Okay. Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition. With the little Chibi bros. I do kind of like the character models in this game. They remind me of the Final Fantasy 3 and 4 DS remakes. I assume all these like voice clips and samples and stuff just come straight from the main game. My understanding is that this is the full story from Final Fantasy 15, just in little bite-sized versions. Kingdom of Lucis and the Empire of Niflheim. Long War at an End. So we're going to get the scene with Noctis and his dad as Noctis trying to leave. Tenebrae is a vassal state of Niflheim. So this marriage between Noctis and Lunafreya is meaningful, etc., etc.
The decreed hour is come. Set forth with my blessing.
Every time I go to stream, I have to completely reset my webcam settings, and I don't know what to do about it. It's a big pain in the ass. I should just stop streaming with a webcam. I don't know that it's worth it. It's so hard to every single stream sit down and redo the settings from scratch because some nebulous thing has changed. I spent 30 minutes tinkering with it today because I haven't streamed for a little while.
Not like you had to deliver a formal address.
Your Highness.
What now?
I hate the implication that I should be a VTuber. I think VTuber stuff is awful. I think it looks awful. I think that the people who are doing it don't realize how bad it looks. You need like thousands and thousands of dollars of equipment to do it properly. And the people that use it, the most popular VTuber models out there, choose these like 14-year-old looking anime girls, even if they're grown men streaming. It's really off-putting.
Do mind your manners around your charming bride-to-be.
I'll see if I can fix the issues with the webcam here in a minute.
Majesty as well. Try to mind yours around our
After we get to a point where I can like pause the game.
You have no cause for concern.
Nor do you.
Take heed. Once you set forth, you cannot turn back.
You think I would?
I need only know that you are ready to leave home behind.
Don't know about you, but I'm ready as I'll ever be.
Take care on the long
So yeah, the implication that I should pretend to be a 14-year-old girl on the internet is just really squicky. I don't understand the impulse, I guess. Like, if you're a 40-year-old man, why would you want to pretend to be a 14-year-old girl? I don't get it. I personally don't have this impulse. Maybe it's just a misunderstanding thing. I don't understand the culture of it or whatever, but it's very off-putting to me. I'd rather see somebody with like a fursona. At least then there's like an element of fantasy involved. There's an element of make-believe, like you're very clearly pretending to be a Fox person or something. Like I could do a VTuber thing of being like Fox McCloud. I haven't had to play anything yet. It didn't actually make me move during the Ifrit fight or anything.
I think we can forget about hitching our way there. Thought people were friendly outside the city.
Every VTuber that I've come across, like the most popular ones, like within a rounding error, is a 14-year-old anime girl. I'm sure that there are others, like there are exceptions, but it seems like the most popular selection is a teenage anime girl. I have seen some of the Fursona ones too, which is why I mention it. But it's like, I don't want people to think that I'm a 14-year-old girl or an anime dog or anything. Like, if I'm going to show my face, I'm going to show my face. Alright, I think this is a stopping point. What can I do? Yeah, the problem is I've got a light switch on the wall right here, right? And it's white. I need to replace it with a green thing. And if anytime I reach over my TV where my webcam is situated, if it gets knocked off by an inch or so in either direction, it'll show that light switch. I can crop that out though. I have to get rid of the game for a second, like that. Let's crop 4 more pixels. Like, there's nothing wrong with streaming and not showing your face. Like, I don't put my face cam in any of my processed videos for YouTube because there's not an... To me, the delineation is whether or not there's an element of interaction. If I'm going to be interacting with people like I do on my streams, like talking with the chat and stuff, I think it's helpful for you guys to see me, you know? But, like, in a YouTube video, like... when I process this Donkey Kong Country video that I'm going to put up in a couple of days, there's no need for you to see my face because you and I aren't having a conversation. Like, we're not interacting. You're just watching something that I've produced. To me, that's a pretty stark delineation. Not everybody sees that because there are obviously a lot of gaming YouTubers that just record their face and then put their face in all the thumbnails. But to me, it's an element of interaction. And if I'm going to interact, I want to interact like with me, not with the cartoon fairy girl I wish that I was on the inside.
Tell that to my legs.
But yeah, it's part of that. I just have a very cheap webcam and I don't have the
Hey there, y'all kept a girl waiting. Now,
I just don't have the
Prince.
equipment to make it look really, really nice, unfortunately.
Congrats on your wedding.
Not hitched just yet.
Lady Luna Frey's groom to be here in Hammerhead.
Apologies for taking so long.
You best save your apologies for Pawpaw.
Well, that makes you.
Yeah, this is the Switch version. This game was made for like mobile devices, for phones and stuff, but it got released on the Switch. Because the Switch can't run Final Fantasy 15. They can't actually release Final Fantasy 15 on the Switch.
Not some beat up old clunker.
So they had to release this instead. Whether or not this is a good game is a separate question. This might be a totally fun game. It might be it might be really interesting. It might be a nice... It might be nice to have a more like compact, linear take on the story. Maybe... Because my understanding is it's not an open world game like the base game is. But there's no getting around the issue that the Switch just doesn't have the junk in the trunk to make Final Fantasy 15 work. My Xbox One barely did. I originally played the game on Xbox One. So one of the reasons I got an Xbox One really early is because at that time it was just easier to get an Xbox One than a PS4.
Let's get moving. Right this way.
And this was like the first console exclusive in a long time that I was really looking forward to playing. And even the Xbox One had difficulty with 15. My PC can run it if I run it at like really low graphical settings. If I like turn all the knobs down.
Use of the extra time.
Alright, move the character with the left stick. Let's start exploring. Cool.
So Lady Lunafreya would be illusion? I can't imagine it either.
Well, what does Tenebrae think about all this?
They'll still claim the Oracle's theirs.
So Lady Lunafreya...
I don't know the degree to which this dialogue is new or not, because I never really paid a lot of attention to the background dialogue in
They'll still claim the
15. So there's no camera, it's a fixed camera angle. Gladio's looking pretty buff. He's looking pretty top heavy. I guess just wants me to talk to Prompto. Talk to him with the Y button.
Oh, and they got Ebony out here. Oh, Ignis is gonna flip. Wait, what's a gill? I got a feeling our money's no good here, Noct.
Bet you Ignis came prepared, though.
See, the DS remakes did the same thing, though. The characters had voice clips, but, like, they didn't really have mouth animations. Like, sometimes in some scenes you could see where they had, like, two mouth states, like an open and close, just like a flapping maw. It's the same chapter title as the first chapter. Current quests. Same music on the map. What are my options here? Quests. I've got like little combat zones down there, I guess. Do I have fixed? Looks like everybody's got a weapon and accessory. The Noct can have 3 weapons. I wonder if all the weapon types are going to be represented, or if he's going to have like a sword and a great sword and a polearm, and then that's it. Because then there's crossover with Gladio, but not the other 2 characters. But yeah, like I go to this. It takes me to it says great sword. Pole arms. I wonder if there's only those 3 weapon types for Noctis. Am I using potions from the menu or just looking at them here? So I guess I'm still not going to be using potions from a menu like in the base game. And then I've got some options that are grayed out. This is my systems. Okay, we've been there.
So Lady Lunafreya would be illusion?
So I guess the little arrow is pointing me to my next quest objective. Yeah, there's Iggy. How far can I go? Are we actually... Yeah, he won't leave. This is the frog professor lady.
Well, see you around.
Thanks. Stay.
She got some booty. My goodness.
Oh, I will. Hey, you got any money on you?
Not anymore. Information doesn't come cheap around here. Try Iggy. He's got the last of it.
Okay. She's like, you need money to fix the car, right?
Welcome back.
Alright, that's all she has to say. I'm looking to see if there's little hidden stuff on the ground, like little glowies, like in the main game. I love Final Fantasy 15. I've played Final Fantasy 15 quite a few times now to completion. It was the first Final Fantasy game probably since 1990s that I've completed and then immediately started a second playthrough to complete again. I loved Final Fantasy 12, but I didn't play it twice right away. Our spicy jambalaya have you jumping for joy. Give it a taste. Alright, Iggy, let's advance the story here.
Room and board? Something the matter?
Got any change on you? The local kind.
Funny you should ask. I just paid Sid for the repairs. So change is about all we have left. Gladio's got the last of it. He might share if you ask nicely.
So yeah, instead of highlighting like the edge of the screen or on a mini-map or something, it's pointing me to my next marker down here. Does this shop open? Dangerous dual horns. So yeah, I guess I'm locked in this little area for now.
Down and flat broke.
Adding insult to injury.
Old man's in
She
for
ain't gonna be
both
ready
after
for a
charging
while.
us that much.
Y'all need something?
Knocked?
I'll ask for a discount.
Bit steep for a simple tune-up, don't you think?
Oh, now I get it. This must be what Pawpaw meant when he said he was gonna teach them boys a lesson. Told me he ought to have y'all take care of some ornery varmints that have been causing a ruckus around here.
You can see where they've had to clip the voice tracks into smaller chunks to probably because they can't load in as much voice as at one time as the big consoles
I'd be
can.
happy to pay y'all for your services
Dissidia had the same problem if you have ever played that on the PSP.
if you're up to the challenge. How about it?
All according to Sid's plan. I say we play along and teach him not to underestimate us.
That's how we auto-save.
Normally when we need help with varmints, we just call the hunters.
Hunters?
Band of bounty hunters come out from the city. Keep these parts safe, provided the money's right. Y'all look like a rough and tumble bunch. I reckon you'll round up those critters lickety-split. But don't feel obliged or nothing. Wouldn't want you to ruin your royal reputation.
Somehow I think I'll be okay.
Well then, good luck to you. I'll be sure.
And is it gonna let me leave now? Yes, it sure will. I still don't have a camera. Eliminate the pests. And it's not going to let me go down the road. What's blocking me? Is it just going to stop me, or is there going to be like a roadblock up? I wonder. Yeah, in the base game you get experience for completing quests too. I wonder if it's going to cache it in automatically in this version. Well, these guys look like pests. Let's go see how the combat works. Press the Y button to break wooden boxes or kick mounds of sand. Okay.
I'm sick of walking around.
Y button to attack. Good. You can hold the auto attack. That's the same.
Well,
pick stuff up just by walking over it. I'm looking for like those piles of sand it told me to kick over. I booted this up when I first got it, but that was 2 years ago when I got my Switch.
Take it out. Yeah.
Just to kind of confirm it works, but this will be the first time I've played through it. I mean, if it's just like this simple little hack and slash game that has this effective story of Final Fantasy 15, I don't see anything wrong with it, honestly. Like, I'm not here to poop on the game because it's a mobile game. I mean, if it's fun to play and it gets the story across. Okay, you get a little bit of slowdown when it's time to dodge. That's nice. I'm trying to get like a link chain going. I don't know if that's a thing or not. I'm trying to stay near Gladio. So we can do like a team-up attack. Maybe I just haven't unlocked it yet, or maybe this version doesn't have those. The dodge window is a lot more forgiving. In the base game, if you were locked into auto attack animation, you couldn't dodge. But in this game, it looks like you always get the ability to dodge, even if you're in an animation. That's how it feels anyway after literally 2 fights. When I bought my Nintendo Switch, it came with like $60 in eShop credit, and this is one of the things I bought. I bought this, and I bought Blossom Kingdom.
Are you really that desperate?
And I think an Oxenfree as well. Okay, we're not going this way. Oh, was that not one of the... Those weren't one of the pests we have to eliminate. That was just a random group of dogs out in the desert. The desert dogs.
It's too dangerous! Get out of here now! I know it.
I'm assuming it will get more complicated than this when we like it'll introduce other game mechanics, magic and healing and warp striking and stuff.
Saw my life flash before my eyes. Thanks.
You're welcome. It does feel like there's going to be just a lot of scouring maps. Like going down dead ends to pick up stuff. Any glowies? Is that a glowy back there, or is it just a piece of rock? That's just a piece of rock. Oh, I gotta be busting boxes, yeah. I'm gonna bust all these boxes. Oh, the bustable boxes glow, I see. So they're glowy boxes. With potions in them.
Let's clean them up quick.
Oh, hey, buddy. I kind of feel bad for beating up on that guy so much. We got 2 AP though. Whatever that's for. My AP menu is still not plugged in, so...
Easy as they come.
Yeah, no link strikes have happened so far, so I think we're just like still in like a combat tutorial zone. Or there's not link strikes and this is all there is. That's possible, I guess. The scorpion monsters I was fighting had an attack that didn't open up a dodge window. They had that Reaper Tail attack. Didn't give me a dodge window. So some attacks I think you just have to watch for and they're not dodgeable in the same way. I missed some kickable sand. Oh, that's not good. Must be back here somewhere. Oh, yep, there. Kick it. He didn't even kick it. He just poked it with his toe. Good looking out. Got me a Phoenix down. I don't know. I'm hoping it takes a week or so to play through this. And... oh, that's the wrong button. My bad.
Didn't prepare us for this.
And by the time we've completed this, then maybe Final Fantasy V will be out. I mean, a man can dream, right? I literally just played Final Fantasy V like a few weeks ago, and I'm already... here we go. Tilt the left stick in a direction and press X to jump. Okay, and I can attack off-screen enemies with warp strikes. Oh, does dodging use up MP? I haven't even been paying attention. No, it doesn't. Okay. Can I repeatedly warp strike an enemy? No, that's not a thing. And do I get a damage multiplier the further I travel? Is another question I have.
Always got each other's back.
When I've been doing like story playthroughs of the Final Fantasy games for the Almost Perfect Save, I've been trying to make sure that I've archived them in a playlist to watch later. Because I know people like to watch all those.
Nice. Mission complete.
Oh yeah. Oh, and it just warps me back. Oh no, it's going to teach me about AP. And it caches in my experience at the end of the chapter, it looks like. So I can't just bank experience for days and days and days.
Sun's colder today.
Yeah, getting pretty dark out here.
Who could this be? Hello?
Hey, it's Cindy. How goes the hunting?
Actually, we just finished.
That's great, because I got one more hunt for y'all. Only this time, it's for a person. Fella named Dave went off. We ain't heard from him since. Reckon he staked out a spot in an old
Like
shack.
little stuff like this, I would have thought wouldn't have made it into the Pocket Edition. Like we still gotta go hunt down Dave.
Take a look.
Dave is in the base game as like an introduction to optional hunts. Aha. Do I only have one ascension board, it looks like. Oh wow. Okay, so these look like they're... I'm still going to be collecting Royal Arms. Okay. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Oh, that's some of these are advancing the story. Remove the seal by obtaining more Royal Arms. 1, 2, 3... 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 13 in the base game, I want to say. So okay, we've condensed all of the Ascension grid into this one screen, it looks like. Enables the use of Fire, Blizzara, Thundara. Not all of these are linked. Look, like if I take this sword one, I can't then go take this Ignis one. Yeah, he's got sword skills here, great sword skills. I was looking for polearm skills. There's one. Oh, these are spears. Okay, spear mastery. The sword and the spear look kind of similar at first glance. All right, so I've only got 3 kinds of weapons. Sword, greatsword, and spear. Gotcha. I think I want to get this one here first. So Ignis can heal. So I think the first thing we're going to do is unlock Gladios there. And then we can take Ignis's. And then next we can grab this sword ability. What's Prompto's? Counterattack with a firearm. Like, this is all ally stuff. Like, the whole ally tree just down the middle doesn't connect the other two. So there's an ally tree, and then over here I can start getting magic. And then that's the end of the magic tree. And then over here is just the Noctis combat tree, it looks like. With different weapon types. And that goes down here. And then this stuff off to the side is not connected to anything. I will assume that we'll have enough AP over the course of the game to get all of that.
Needs us to find some Dave guy.
He went missing.
Not missing. Said he's holed up in that shack.
We're still on the same map? No, we're not. We're on a different map. Interesting. There's little eat spots. There's a campground, and I see the battles just marked on the map.
Have a look, Nox.
What's this?
Oh, so I'm straight up using items from the menu. Okay. So that's pretty much the same as the base game then. So I wonder what determines if I get a dodge window or a parry window. Or if it's just if I get to it before like the halfway mark of that little timer, it's a parry, and if I get to it afterwards, it's a dodge. Next time I see one, I think I'll let it run down and find out. Yes, that's exactly it. I can parry immediately, but if I miss my parry window, I can still dodge.
Well, that takes care of them.
Okay.
You don't think they took care of Dave, do you?
That's it.
What's up, Iggy?
I've come up with a new recipe.
Oh, is Iggy still cooking for us?
Can't wait to try it.
Prairie style skewers. I see you over there, Cactar. These guys are hard to catch with a warp strike, so I'm just going to stay on top of them. Oh, the needles are coming out. I do wish I had some kind of camera, though. Like, I could just kind of peek ahead on outside of where the screen is showing me.
Dinner tonight? What are we thinking?
Something edible, I guess.
Really? You guess?
Yeah, you can parry even in the middle of an attack animation. That's pretty nice. I assume some of these parry windows are going to get a little narrower as we go as well. We're not getting AP for every single fight, though. Only certain ones. This does look pretty linear. It looks like we're going to just keep on keeping on.
Well, and look who's in here. The man of the hour. Dave, right? Been looking for you.
Didn't mean to cause y'all any trouble. I've been stuck here on account of my sprained ankle. Yeah, something funny about them varmints. I gave them hell, but couldn't finish the job. Still one. Well, y'all don't look much like.
Is there a term for like, okay, like watch the text windows in this game, how the text like writes out in the windows? It tries to write the word on a particular line, and then if there's not enough space, it like teleports the word down to the next line, rather than allocate the space first and then write as much text on each line as will fit. I always find that very jarring, and there's got to be a term for it, like an industry term in, I don't know, but I always notice it, and I always don't like seeing it. What should I do? Do it for a price.
Sure, we'll do it. Well, for the right price.
Well, y'all got guts, that's for sure. Let me tell you where I last saw 'em. I've been hunting for years, but I ain't never seen dual horns with blood-red tusks like those. Wonder if the night's growing longer's got anything to do with
And I'm sorry if you've never noticed that in certain dialogue boxes and games and stuff, but now you're never going to be able to unsee it.
Whatever it is, we ought to take it out before it can spawn any more like it.
Splendid building stone. Alright, now I go fight the big boss, right? Post hoc justification.
Hey, how's it look over there?
Should be able to cash this in.
I like just picking stuff up off the ground by walking over it. The base game always makes it like really difficult to pick stuff up off the ground for whatever reason.
All in the realm of expectation.
Okay, we're already finding high potions. So did I just get experiences for completing the quest? Are we not actually going to cook this food? It's just kind of a collectathon thing?
It would be wise to rest up before we set out.
Yeah, good idea.
In that case, let's find a spot to make camp.
Even when you're typing it character by character, though, it's possible to know ahead of time what's going to fit on each line. Because sometimes you'll see games that will make the text appear on screen like that, like one character at a time, but it already knows ahead of time, all right, the next word has 8 letters in it. I don't have space. I'm going to start the next word on the next line. Like, I've done stuff in videos that I processed like that. I'm not going to say it's easy to do because I don't know anything about the engine they built this in, but it just looks sloppy, and to me it's an indication, at least a little bit of carelessness. Like, it feels like there should be a solution for it to make it look nicer. So he automatically makes me the skewers. Ooh, those do not look appetizing.
Oh, this looks awesome.
It looks like a turd on a stick. Oh no. Oh, that's too bad. That's just too bad. Alright, so yeah, it's cashing in my experience at the end of the chapter and also when we stay the night up here. Let's go ahead and get... I don't think I want to go any further down here until I actually get a greatsword, but we'll get this, new spells, yeah. Yeah, most systems would do it just by having a line break character, right? Like, you reach a character, you jump down to the next line. That's exactly what's missing here. That's the terminology I was looking for, yes. A line break character. That's exactly what this needed. I don't have a jump button or anything. I can't just jump down from here. We are taped to the ground.
Sometimes I wonder if we'll ever sit inside that beautiful car again.
Oh, I can't go back either. I'm not allowed. I wonder if it's because the area I come from doesn't like have a daylight render to it. Because I can't even go backwards.
Alright, you hate bugs.
Me? Yeah, can't stand them.
Same here. Icky.
Always forward and forever twirling, twirling, twirling.
That's a dual horn? Spoke too soon.
Okay, so allied techniques I don't have to select, I guess. And they'll just pop up sometimes. Alright, fair enough. I guess magic hasn't been unlocked yet. I'm gonna have to look up what these abilities actually do, though. Okay, I didn't get a parry from that. I was staying in front of him because I'm like, hey, maybe I'll get the parry icon here. Gladio is antagonizing. I wonder what determines when ally techs pop up like that. Dawn Hammer we started out with Gladio.
We all good?
Better than good.
Good to go.
Okay.
Whoa.
Glad that's over with.
Do I have a way to look those up? There's antagonize. But I didn't see like first strike or anything. I want to know what first strike and piercer actually do. I guess I don't have options for those.
And now that Dave's safe and sound, I say we go see Cindy.
Do we know Dave's safe and sound? We're kind of just...
Ring ring.
We left him back there.
Hello?
Hey, Dave just called and said he's safe.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for finding him.
Okay.
Nice work, y'all. By the way, the old girl's looking good as new. She'll be waiting at the garage.
Gotcha.
So they're gonna find a way to make Cindy relevant throughout the game if it's not like an open world thing. Cindy's a major NPC in the base game. She kind of have to keep orbiting Hammerhead throughout the whole game. Ah, here we go. Okay, we sold all the treasures. We bought a greatsword. I had to do all that, by the way. Like, I didn't have a choice. Like, I had to do all of that one step at a time. Oh, so I have a shop button from here. Interesting. I don't have to actually find a shop. No accessories yet. So do I have both of these equipped at the same time and he'll switch between them in battle, I wonder? Or is Dave just going to be my shop guy? 'Cause this was closed until Dave got back. I can't get into the diner at all.
I can murder some fine dining about now.
What are you talking about? It's camp food. You eat all you want.
Yeah, but the want part is the catch.
Sorry about the wait. Ain't she purty? All the more reason to ride with care. Oh, and before I forget, would y'all mind making a little delivery for me?
Sure.
No, not at all.
Perfect. Thought you'd say yes. So I already put it in the trunk. There should be a motel on your way to Golden. If y'all wouldn't mind giving that to the owner, that'd be thanks again, and take care, y'all.
Like, if are we just leaving Hammerhead forever, or can we come back here later? We only got 4 apps. So we're not going to make it to Golden Key yet. We're going to drop off this delivery. L and R button to steer.
Hammerhead is like no garage ever. You know?
One would expect no less of purveyors to the crown.
I'll miss it once this road trip's over with.
There's no
I'm
reason.
going to crash into this guy. Oh, he's dead. Whoops.
I'm sure Cindy will
Sorry.
look after your car. Oh, right.
So, that's what this is about.
If you need, I could always lend you the regalia.
Whoa! Thanks for the offer, but once we're back in the Crown City,
This is all I can do is
I
swerve.
think I better score my own wheels.
Like, these little banter scenes are in the base game because of how much driving you do. But the driving is facilitated by it being an open world. But if this game isn't, then I guess they just put the banter scene in as an unskippable cutscene? Strange.
Cindy never said a word about what was in the package. How come?
Perhaps she couldn't say.
Girl's gotta keep her secrets safe.
We're not golden bound yet.
Thought we were.
He's right. Cindy's counting on us.
Well, don't want to disappoint her, do ya?
There's glowies around. It does feel like I'm going to be spending a little bit of time on every map, just kind of clearing the cruft away, all the glowies and piles of dirt and stuff. You do that in the base game too, though, I guess. So it's true to form, at least. Like, why have the little shops here if I just... If I've got a shop thing on my menu. Okay, new weapons for Prompto and Ignis. Search for the location on a scrap of paper.
A treasure map, you reckon?
Oh, wouldn't that be sweet?
Are we searching for it?
It's a hidden treasure map. So, yes?
Oh, are we Chocobo hot and cold? I'm in a treasure hunt area. Press the Y button to dig where you're standing. Can I just put it on screen? Well, there's glowies to be had first. So it's like right here, right? The Nock just carries a shovel around. So now it's in between the wood and the bricks. That's up here. Like right in the middle here, because there's a bush behind the bricks. I guess I dug in the wrong spot. So you don't dig directly under your feet. You dig in front of you. Oh, you face the camera though.
Found it.
I gotta find like a peacock plant. Here's the peacock plant. So it should be right here.
Found it.
Is this it?
Alright. A little treasure hunt thing to keep you busy. And I got a bronze bangle. Increases max HP by 200. Who needs that? Prompto needs that.
Knocked.
You all came
It's
all the
past
way
time
out
we made
here
our
to
way to
deliver the
Golly.
goods. Well,
Now that our work's done, let's see ourselves to go.
Oh, it's Umbra.
Umbra.
Bringing us stuff.
Umbra does not look cute.
really track a scent.
Certainly knows how to find us.
How do you always know, boy?
Umbra's angry at something. Real upset.
Nice flower. It's the same kind we sewed our crowns from. Oh yeah, Sill blossoms. So, I have a favor to ask. Take the notebook with you when you go.
Luna Freya has a gargantuan head.
That's all.
My goodness.
I want you to put something in the book and send it back.
Oh, it doesn't ask me what to put in the book. He just does it automatically.
All set. Take care out there.
I know. You're not gonna tell me.
Then don't ask.
What was that about? You don't say.
Side quest. You do not need to complete them, but you may find surprising rewards.
It just occurred to me, but this is totally like King's Knight.
Huh?
There's 4 of us, just like in the game.
Well, then I gotta be a 5-star character.
Hell no. If anyone here is a rare, it's me.
Why did that trigger from this prompt? That's weird. Oh, Kenneth's over here.
She's out of my league, but we have
What up,
so
Kenny?
much in common.
Who's the lucky imaginary lady?
Alright, let's do the side quest that's pulsating with a red heartbeat.
I found an envelope addressed to Meldacio inside the package.
Meldacio. The Hunter HQ?
Yes, sir. The headhunter ought to be around here somewhere. Mind making one more delivery?
What do you say, Noct? Might as well while we're in the neighborhood.
Are we getting paid for this? Umbra hasn't left yet. Or is that some other dog? That's some other dog. That's not Umbra. Is that Umbra?
Man,
I can't tell.
once you get hitched, you'll be too tied down to hang with us like this anymore.
And who's gonna stop me?
Your conscience. Hardly needs saying that your duties and your lady wife come
Look
first.
who it is. I really owe you boys one.
Is Dave just gonna follow us around the whole game?
Make that 2.
Yeah, looks like they found another one.
Wait, found another what?
Tag. Us hunters keep them on our person at all times as identification.
What? In case you forget who you are?
Hunters lead a life of danger. Sometimes these tags are the only things that make it back in one piece. If y'all happen to find any tags lying around out there, would you do me a favor and send them my way?
Yeah. Sure.
Those tags are heavy stuff. They certainly carry emotional weight. We'd best find and return them.
So there's going to be one across the street over there.
Family's peace of mind.
Hopefully marked on my map.
We better stay on our toes.
Without any kind of plan?
Mind your manners.
Have we already killed like 50 of these things? There's Piercer again. I guess these are just special attacks that I don't really need to know what they do specifically. They're just going to do damage. Oh, I switch weapons with L and R. Okay. So it's going to switch between sword, great sword, spear, and royal arm, I'll bet.
Two options, kill or be killed.
Then we give it all we've got.
Hey, how's it look over there?
Yeah, I see the item back there that we're going to unlock once we clear these saber tusks out.
It's nothing.
It's actually hard to aim the warp strikes because you can't lock on. Kind of just point in a particular direction. I'm not sure how you do it on a touch interface.
That must be it.
So this belonged to a hunter.
There's no point in holding on to something that ain't ours.
Yeah, let's deliver it to Dave.
So this hunter got killed by level 1 dog creatures that were taken down by the bucket load. You cannot pet the dog in Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition.
Found one already, huh?
Just picking up the pieces, I guess.
That's what each one of these tags means to me. They hurt. But if I let that grief keep me from looking for them, then their tags and their lives will be forgotten forever. And that'd hurt more than anything.
Yeah, guess you're right.
Dog just chills out.
That's why I tell all my hunters to collect any tag they see, and I expect you boys to go out and do the same.
So we only got 50 XP for doing that side quest. Well, I guess we got the XP from the fight, too. Alright. I guess we're done here. Alright, so we can get... Let's get prompt to a counterattack. We don't have magic yet, so that's... Like, going on this tree is not going to be useful anymore. Increase Ignis's attack relative to Spirit. I want to boost parry damage, so let's buy this next. Parry seems strong. So is there going to be something to do for us at Galden Key when we get there?
Like that managed to follow you around everywhere.
Being one of the Oracle's 24 messengers has its perks. Circumventing time-space, notwithstanding.
I'm running this fool off the road.
Why doesn't Prina transcend her way?
Let's just drive in the wrong lane.
Prina?
Lady Luna Freya's other dog, Umbra's little sister. She's white and fluffy. Oh, totes adorbs.
Oh, the one you dog-napped as a kid.
Rescued? And it's thanks to her I'm here now. Hey! I see the sea!
I see it too.
No, it's pulling me back into the right lane.
That a big mountain behind it?
No, it's an island.
Nobody goes to Golden for an island, though. They go to kick back and get massages.
And say with the seafood, it's famously delicious.
Sounds great.
I recognize the road at least. Like,
Forward to.
the road layout's pretty authentic, I guess. But I can't stop the car. So, I'm not really sure what the point of these long driving scenes is. Just to hear the banter, I guess. Oh, this layout's much different, though. This looks a lot... This is not how Galden Key is laid out in the base game. So they do change the layout of some areas. Hop on the ferry. Now I want to look for glowies first.
Well, the eats at the quay left me with a hankering for seafood.
Shall we shop a bit?
Yes, after I pick up the glowies. It's hard to see. There's so much... The sand is... Oh, there's one right there in the plant. The sand is so bright, I wouldn't trust myself to see a glowy against the background of it.
You always have that book in your hand. Is it that good?
Want to borrow it?
Just run down the major plot points.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
I'm not sure Prompto knows how to read. So there's like 8 parking spaces for all of Galden Key. Boosts Warp Strike. Yeah, let's buy that. Not sure if I want to buy bangles or not. I think we'll skip it. Are we fishing at all? So I'm grabbing ingredients before anything else.
That's it!
What's what?
I've come up with a new recipe.
I could taste test for you.
Oil drizzled steamed fish.
After the wedding, I bet Lady Luna Freya will be a...
Okay, we're gonna skip this. Oh, okay, we can. It's just gonna.
I'm afraid you're out of luck.
Uh-oh.
Are we?
The boats bring you here.
What about him?
Well, they'll not take you forth.
And what's your story?
I'm an impatient traveler, ready to turn ship. The ceasefire's getting us nowhere.
What's this? Some sort of souvenir?
They make those?
What? No.
Consider it your allowance.
Huh?
Yeah. And who's allowing us?
A man of no consequence.
Yeah, right.
He looks a lot goofier in this version. And he was already pretty goofy to start with.
You believe what that guy said about the port being closed?
I'm skeptical, though I won't discount the possibility.
I say we go check it out for ourselves.
What about Dino? Should be one more
What's all this about the port closing?
It's wonderful here.
food stuff out here. Yeah, there we go. What happened to Prompto? Did Prompto fall in the ocean? Where's he at? Did somebody eat Prompto?
It's wonderful here.
No, he's just stuck on this sign. Alright. So Dino is here.
Port's still closed. Can you believe it?
So they're gonna make me do the Dino adventure, I guess.
Man, not a ship in sight. What gives?
Investigate the dock. I wonder if I should talk to the guy with the giant red exclamation point above his head.
My sources, the Empire. Given strict orders not to let any vessels leave the docks of Altissia. Real shame if you were late to your own wedding. Right, Prince Noctis? Name's Dino, by the way. Pleasure.
Tuck in your shirt, Dino. That's unprofessional.
The Crown Prince of Lucis, bounty hunting in his fancy car. Surely you didn't think it'd go unnoticed. At least not by this reporter. Lucky for you, this reporter has integrity. If you want to remain incognito, I'll respect your wish. In exchange for a favor.
Have we been trying to be incognito? I'm not sure that I ever really understood this exchange. Because until you talk to Dino, there's no real sense that Noct is trying to stay under the radar. Let's listen to him. He's just going to give us the quest to do.
What do you want?
Hey, I knew you'd come around. Let me see your map. Marked where you need to go on your map. All you gotta do is find me some rough gemstones. Like this one. Do this, and your ship will come in. Don't, and the papers will run you out of town. Capiche?
So this isn't a side quest. This is required. We're gonna have to drive out to.
He's really got your number, Nox.
Huh. Not like we made much effort to keep it secret.
Yeah, see, Gladio?
Press always finds a way. We needn't befriend him, but we'd best not make him our enemy.
We could have him killed. Just have Gladio hold him upside down with his head underwater until he stops moving and the bubbles go away. New stuff? No, it's the bronze bangle still. And yeah, it's just going to take us right to the next adventure point where we got to stalk around the bird.
This has got to be the place.
All that's left is to find the stone.
It's so weird because in the base game, these like little areas, like it's clear they're just meant to be like side adventures in the main game. Like they're not like constructed dungeons or anything. They're just part of the big open world. But in this game, they have to design them as little standalone areas. Like we're in a specific spot on the map now. Like, they could have just skipped this whole thing with Dino and still told the story just fine.
All in the realm of expectation.
So I guess there's no aerial attacks then. Since you're never actually leaving the ground. That was the big benefit to using a spear. So there's like a little side path here. You know what this feels like mostly is Final Fantasy 13. Because you're just going through these linear little sections with little side paths fighting the predetermined monsters on each screen.
Hey, how's it look over there?
So I just check my map to know where each area... Like, yeah, I want to go north here because that goes around to a dead end. That's not where the adventure is, so I know that there's going to be treasure this way.
That ought to be worth some spare change.
Oh, the monster you're going to hit with your warp strike is glowing red at any given time. Okay. And that's true if they're off screen as well. Alright, so I know to look for that now. That's cool. That makes sense. So you don't really have to... You don't have to lock on to monsters. It's going to show you where you're pointing. Like, if you push the warp strike button right now, this is the monster that's going to eat the hit. So just make sure don't push that button unless one of the monsters is glowing red.
Did you see that, Knocked?
Found it.
Oh, did I accidentally go the right way? No, we saw it from a distance.
Hey, that's the big bird we saw on our hunt.
And yet it is.
Like, I don't want to jump down from here.
Just a load of nothing.
Think there's any other way around? Hold up. Down there.
Can do.
Yeah, we're going to follow the map, Noctis. We came up here first because of the dead end. Oh, we're pushing this boulder. Gladio, you do it. He didn't like that. Oh, so we had to come up this way. We weren't. It wasn't an option. Oh, you can warp strike from downtown. Yeah, I think it's better off to stick with the sword, though. You get better warp strike damage with the spear, but better attack and parry damage with the sword.
Well, you know.
Battles actually do feel pretty similar to 15. The warp striking is just kind of how you do it. I mean, I would have magic by now in 15. Obviously, I would be rocking sheep's milk for days. I wonder if there's a way to run from battles or if you have to fight them all. Alright, so we're going across the road now. What if that rock we pushed like tumbled into the road and hit somebody's car? I guess we wouldn't care because we're the prince.
Plan if your glasses break.
I've got another pair, just in case.
The man always has a plan. Go gets it. The thrill of victory.
Alright, so we want to take a right up here. So we have a little cutscene for sidling along the cliff instead of just being able to do it with the controller. This should be a dead-end area. That's what I thought about the previous area too, though.
Worth its weight in gil.
I can warp strike from up here. And everybody else just warps with me. Heck yeah, ladies.
Where'd you learn that one?
What can I say?
God, there's one really annoying dungeon in 15 where you have to warp strike to a particular point, and you can only warp strike in battle. So if you kill the monsters in the area, you lose the ability to navigate to that part of the dungeon. And if you kill the monsters, you've got to go like around this big loop to respawn them so you can try again. It's actually really aggravating. But it doesn't look like we're warping to warp points in this game. We can only warp strike. I haven't seen any warp points or anything.
You know, this view might be worth the climb.
Wouldn't go that far.
There's food on the other side of this rock. I see it. It's down there. Yellow glowies are food, right? Oh, it's a bracelet. Enhances strength. Yes, we'll give that to Noct. Since Noct is going to be doing most of our damage, it seems like. And we're coming up on the boss fight.
We're supposed to get near that thing?
Pipe down before you wake it up.
Together on my signal. Until then, hold position.
Makes me want to take a nap.
Quietly now.
Easy does it.
I'm experiencing a little bit of dissonance because in the base game, I always give Noctis like his t-shirt and baseball hat. And you don't have the option to do that in this game. Oh, so they're moving automatically, and if my man wakes up... Okay. We sneaky, sneaky boys. Fail! Okay, we just retry. It's fine. So anytime it twitches, basically. Till it settles all the way back down. And I see the Z's. It's like that stupid frog mini game in Final Fantasy IX. Hooray! We did the thing. It woke up anyway. The whole minigame was pointless.
Off it goes. Oh, we made it out alive. Barely. I seriously thought we were at journey's end.
Why do we try so hard to keep it from waking up if all it's going to do when it wakes up is fly off?
Nice work, kid. Sorry for giving you such a hard time. I just had to get my hands on this, even if it meant blackmail. You understand, don't you?
Gladio was going to drown you.
You see, I'm a reporter by day and an amateur jeweler by night. This elusive little beauty's gonna become a masterpiece. To make it up to you, I'll share a little scoop. That special coin you got? It commemorates the Oracle's ascension. That guy was tossing them out to everyone. Must have picked them up back in Niflheim. As promised, I'm in the process of securing your ferry tickets right now. Told you, I'm a man of integrity. Should be smooth sailing from here. So let me know when you're ready to ship out.
I admit I didn't expect Dino to secure us a ship.
Well, must be pretty connected if he can pull some strings around an Imperial embargo.
Yeah, that guy's one artful artisan.
So did we get the jewelry, or? Was Noctis trying to arm wrestle Gladio? Alright, well that looks a little better than the poop sticks we had before.
Look out, stomach.
So is there a timer on these boosts we're getting, or is it just like you have this benefit for the next chapter if you found all the food in the previous chapter? I'm kind of unclear on how the food works. It's boost parry damage. I'm not sure if this is worth having unless I can switch weapons outside of combat. And it looks like there's no directional influence on weapon combos. It really is just hold the button and you get the built-in like auto combo. I mean, this will work as a good opener, I guess. What are my other options? When do you unlock magic in the base? Well, you start with an elemental flask. You don't have to unlock it. You start with it. You don't unlock it at all. I think the first time an NPC gives you one is when Core gives you one when you go to the first tomb. Alright, let's take the early warp strike. Maybe there is a way to switch to spears outside of combat, so I can always start combat with a spear attack.
What's that look for?
Bad news, boys.
What is?
Insomnia Falls.
What? Is your idea of a joke?
There was an attack. The Imperial army has taken the Crown City.
As treaty room tempers flared, blast lit the night sky. When the smoke about the Citadel had cleared, the king was found dead.
No, wait. Hold on.
We had no way of knowing.
What? Knowing what?
The signing was last night. That insomnia...
But the wedding! Altisha!
I know. That was the plan. Yet the reports of the invasion are all the same. How could every headline in the kingdom be wrong?
Lies.
What else do we know? And then we can't be sure until we see it with our own eyes.
And that means we go back to Insomnia.
Might not be safe for us there.
Might not be safe for us here.
Turn back.
Yeah.
More car banter now? I forget if the game gives you the opportunity to do any open world stuff between that scene and then the like fighting your way to the cliff overlooking Insomnia. I don't think it does. I think it just takes you there. So I assume this will be the same.
Up ahead.
They've set up an inspection point. If the road ahead's blocked, then we find a way around.
Let's make a detour. There ought to be a decent vantage point up ahead.
There's 8 cars in this traffic jam. Okay. So we're just fighting our way through. Cool. No, I can't select... I can't select my spear outside of combat. It's a little aggravating.
So these are MTs.
Empty humanoid soldiers. Soulless. Merciless.
Oh yeah, those scrap heaps are gonna wish they had a treaty to protect them.
We're going to be sure to point out that they're soulless so we don't feel bad about murdering thousands of them.
Alright.
Here's warp points. Good fight. Oh, I guess I didn't get him fast enough. Okay. Really? There's nothing back here? Not a little glowy or anything? Oh, there's a box to break. Okay, got it.
That's all she wrote.
Yeah, we haven't had any open world stuff so far. They left in, like, the driving banter, though, which is a little strange. Got all of them, dude. Calm down, Noctis. Your dad's just dead and they took your entire home city, but that's no reason to be impolite. My god.
That's all she wrote.
Yeah, so far it's just these linear little exploration sections with forced combat. It really looks to me like that's going to be the whole game. So it's very reminiscent to Final Fantasy 13, actually.
Nice.
Okay.
No muss, no fuss.
think like the third time I played through the base game, I really started to get into the swing of switching weapons a lot in combat, depending on what I needed the next attack to be. And it seems like it's going to be a component of this game as well, because you can only have one of each weapon equipped anyway. But, like, I would love to switch to a spear here to warp strike this clown. It'd be nice to be able to open with a spear and then switch to sword afterwards. I'm not sure why they don't give you that functionality. Like, there's no reason an R and L button right here could not switch my weapon. Yeah, that's all that's done this little side path. Couldn't even see where the guys were.
Against us. Bring it on.
They want me to warp strike these guys when they're pulling back for their attack. You really got to warp straight to get any damage out of a spear, it looks like. But now I have spear equipped, so if I want to start the next fight from far away, I can.
Where do they keep coming from?
Can't imagine what it's like inside.
I see. I want to strike them before they have a chance to draw a bead on me. Cool.
The King Shield never breaks.
Should be able to cash this in.
Is that all the little glowies? Guess so.
I've got your back.
It's time.
I can't even get them from up here. I'm not allowed to attack them. I gotta warp strike back down.
Cha-ching this thing.
Oh, it does let me warp strike out of battle. Nice. Okay, that's a problem in the base game where it doesn't really let you do that. The game's a little arbitrary about what you have to parry and what you have to warp strike, I guess. What attacks. Maybe all warp strikeable attacks will have the big purple glowy aura. That'd be nice. Alright, what do I want to do here? Start with up slash. Add a spin attack to sword combo. I'm actually going to go with the elemental weakness one, maybe. But what's my next bro attack? Increase Ignis's attack. Then increase Gladio's attack. That's for 10 apiece. Then each one has 3 further skills they'll learn. And then each one has a limit break, it looks like. Okay. I guess we're going to go with the bros because unlocking the accessory slots are going to be... It'll be nice to have this unlocked by the time I find 6 accessories in the game.
Between the two nations, all provisional terms have been suspended in light of recent developments. Moreover, in the wake of the news of King Regis's death, we've now received word that Crown Prince Noctis and the Oracle Lunafreya...
We couldn't have watched the news on Prompto's phone back at the hotel.
Hello?
Okay, so that's, I guess, the end of episode 1 or whatever. They should have removed the to be continued screens. Chapter 2, the open world. There shouldn't be any open world stuff, though. Unlocking all of these. be a goal. I don't have a... Oh, that's credits. I don't want to watch credits. Alright, so Chapter 2 would be some royal tombs. Chapter 3 is Titan. Chapter 4 is Rama. Chapter 5 is where we get on the boat. Chapter 6 is Altisha and Leviathan. And then Chapter 7 is the train ride, where Ignis gets blinded. Chapter 8 is Shiva. Chapter 9 is Zegnatos Keep. And then Chapter 10 looks like the end game. So we've got 10 chapters to go through. Yeah, Chapter 10 is back to Insomnia. So I can just replay a chapter, I guess. In case I missed something. So is there an open world aspect to this? What's going to happen now?
Hello? Cor?
So, you made it.
What the hell's going on?
Where are you?
Outside the city, with no way back
Makes
in.
sense.
Makes sense? Are you serious? What about any of this makes sense? The news just told me I'm dead. Along with my...
I like how his voice lines are like interrupting themselves. He's talking over himself.
About the king. It's true. If you're looking for the whole truth, you know where to find me. Get moving.
Right.
What did the Marshal have to say?
Said he'd be in Hammerhead.
And the king?
There is no comparable scene to this in the base game. The story is that Luna had to go through some nonsense to get the ring of the Lucii out of Insomnia so she could deliver it to Noctis at their wedding, but that ends up not happening and Noctis gets the ring another way. But they don't introduce the ring that early in the base game, I don't think. It's difficult to say if this is worth playing or not. I mean, I'm enjoying it for what it is, but...
Don't suppose the Crown's Guard is still active.
I guess the question to my mind would be, is this experience comparable for somebody who, for whatever reason, can't play the base game?
Yeah, something this big can't go ignored.
And it's hard to say. It's like, you remember the Harry Potter movies came out? And, like, the movies were fine, but, like, if you hadn't read the books... The movies are like really, they're hard to follow. It's hard to know what's going on.
Well, at least Iris is okay.
And then Harry Potter fans were like, oh, you should read the books and it explains what happens in the movie. Well, the movie should explain what happens in the movie. And I wonder if this has kind of the same quality because I already know the base game so well. I know what's happening in the story, but the dialogue keeps going to places mentioning things that you might only know if you'd spent time in the base game. But yeah, it's hard to know because I'm not coming to this with a clean slate. I'm not coming to this with an empty cup, so to speak. The combat feels pretty nice. It's not overcomplicated. I get to just bash monsters and that's fine. You get a nice drip feed of little rewards. Like as a mobile experience, I'm sure it's perfectly fine. But I am trying to approach this like, is this a replacement for Final Fantasy 15?
Glad y'all made it. No weather for driving, that's for sure.
Oh, thanks.
Where's Core?
Left to see to business. And left y'all a message with Pawpaw.
What a jerk. So this is actually a change. You don't meet Core at Hammerhead. He gives you, I forget the name of the location, but he wants you to meet him out in the wilderness so he can take you to the tomb.
Boss ain't sat still 1 second since he heard y'all were coming.
Oh, there's going to be more goodies laying around.
This thing.
He doesn't have anything new. I guess I should really just get into the habit of using this shop. But I was kind of thinking like each time we find Dave at the shop, he would have new stuff for us, but he doesn't. He's just got the same stuff. I can't crash every car, man. That would make me a murderer, and I'm supposed to be the good guy.
Crystal and the King's Ring. What they've been after all along.
So all talk of peace was merely a pretext.
They played my father for a fool.
Don't kid yourself.
Yeah, what I'm trying to pay attention to is...
Reggie wasn't born yesterday.
Does it present the story well enough that somebody who hasn't played Final Fantasy 15 would still understand what's happening? Like one of the NPCs that we listened to mentioned Tenebrae, and that's not a word that we'd heard anywhere else in this game yet. In the base game, you can like get that through other NPC dialogue as you're just traveling around doing quests. It shows up in your in-game database, which you can check if you want to look it up. In this game, they just dropped the name Tenebrae without really explaining what it is. Also, they didn't let us meet Sid earlier. You can't talk to Sid the first time you're here. You just deal with Cindy and the garage is closed. So it's definitely pared down a lot. I'm just trying to decide if the paring down of it makes it a worse experience or not. I do like the combat system so far. I like just beating up on the monsters. Seems fun.
Cora left a message. Said he'll wait for you in the tombs. They're to the northwest of here. That's a short ways past the outpost. Find that first.
Like, I don't even have access to the little monster areas that were around Hammerhead at the beginning of the game. I've just got Hammerhead now. And I've played 15 like that, ignoring all the open world stuff and just doing the story beats in sequence. Going from one to the next without doing anything in between. I've completed the game like that. It's an okay way to play the game if you want.
Looks like a hub for hunters.
Maybe they know something.
Okay, gather information.
No one has yet been able to grasp the extent of the damage, but what can you tell us about the situation in the city?
Occasional outbursts still occur around the Citadel, but the Imperial forces have successfully quelled most sources of unrest.
Nevertheless, the streets bear the scars of war.
Reports have now surfaced that Lucis was itself armament
And it happened off screen. I mean, it happens off screen in the base game too. See, I want to jump over this and get that little shiny, but we got to go around, don't we? So we just need new stuff across the board here, don't we? I don't have enough to buy all of this. I get an MP boost from this, so that's definitely the first thing I need. Then I think I want to upgrade the boys. And then I gotta come back for the sword and the lance later. I mean, there's no movement options. There's no jumping or anything, so I don't think you could do a Piteos Ruins. And there wasn't a spot on the map where they could have been on, like, the chapter select. So I would assume that no, there's no Piteos Ruins.
Always wake up before I can remember anything.
What I wouldn't give for that.
You are a pretty deep sleeper. Like, under the ground deep.
Your Highness, I'm glad you're safe.
Monica, where are all the others?
Most of the Crown's Guard didn't make it. It was all we could do to escort Lady Iris out of the city. Dustin is with her as we speak, seeing her the rest of the way to Lestalem.
I owe you guys big time.
Head for the Royal Tomb. The Marshal awaits.
Alright, so now we're going up to the tomb. Well, this is kind of a big area.
Can't keep up with this guy.
First the Crown City, then Hammerhead, then the Royal Tomb?
His nickname should have been Kor the Restless.
Somehow not as catchy as Kor the Immortal.
Making it out of insomnia only adds to his legend.
Fortune favors the bold.
Well, huh?
The wise make their own luck.
You think it's a coincidence he's made it out of all those battles alive?
I guess I'm kind of approaching this as a companion piece to Final Fantasy 15. That's kind of how I'm thinking about it. Does this plant something? Nope, just a background plant. I do love me the Piteos Ruins, though. Oh, those are... might be my favorite part of the base game. I really enjoyed that.
Commencing strategy.
Ooh, I had to dodge from off screen there. I wasn't sure I liked that very much. The dodge button is the same button as the activate technique button. Yeah, it's not even a really good strategy to try to switch to the spear by the end of the fight so you have it for the start of the next fight.
Good luck with that.
Because the spear just doesn't do a lot of damage compared to the other weapons. I was getting like 30 damage per poke. So I want to go up here and make a right. Really? I can't walk over that? Wow, as invisible barriers in a video game go, this is kind of sad. I can't walk over that fence that's laying on the ground.
That's all she wrote. Should be able to cash this in.
Time to say goodnight. Needn't waste more time.
Hey, how are we doing?
All in the realm of expectation.
I wonder if there's something I can do to influence when these techniques come out.
Coming up. Instructions.
Because Mark, that's just a free warp strike against everything on the field, but why does it happen? They don't have they don't have meter like they do in the base game that you have to build up and then use. It just kind of happens randomly. I guess we're going to go all the way around the loop. Exploring stuff before I go talk to Core. It is a lot easier to see how much damage your companions are inflicting. Because of the way the camera moves so spastically in the base game, it can be really difficult to tell how effective your companions are being. Like, the damage numbers are just so frenetic. Where in this, you've got the fixed camera angle, and it's really easy to see the damage pop up from each character.
Couldn't sleep at all last night. But then I had the weirdest dream.
Never knew you to be a dreamer.
Always wake up before I can remember anything.
But I wouldn't.
We already heard that conversation.
We're here.
A tune fit for royalty.
Let's go in and find the marshal.
I kind of want to double back down that other path first, though.
Time to put up.
I mean, these guys don't group up enough. They're all over the place. It's kind of hard to get a good greatsword combo going when you got to parry every couple seconds.
Just a little further and we got this.
Don't go dying on me now.
Can we double down this path and go back around the loop, or is it going to block us? Yeah, I actually don't like how the Windows Edition starts you with all the great weapons and like the combat suits and stuff. I mean, I always break the game just by getting a bunch of sheep's milk anyway, so it's not that big of a deal, but... Oh, I didn't see the Ignis was ready. Get him, Ignis. Oh, it wasn't a free warp strike against everything. Okay. But like, I've invested ability points into magic, and we haven't even unlocked magic yet.
Back to it.
We're gonna have this dream conversation over and over again, aren't we? It's just all dreams all the time with this guy. What's up this way?
Always wake up before I can remember anything.
What I wouldn't give for that.
You are a pretty deep sleeper.
Oh, we got some big boys. Whoa. I think I want to take care of the dogs before we get the dual horns out. Actually, you know what? I can get both. Kind of hoping that they stack up with the dogs so I can get some sweeping attacks. I gotta keep in mind I haven't upgraded my greatsword yet. Cool.
Well, I expected more of a challenge.
Better snap some shots while I've got the chance.
See, there's food up here. There's nom-noms. Oh, it was a gemstone. Oh my god, where'd you bastards come from? Okay, so he marks some number of enemies, but not necessarily all of them. Got it. I was not expecting to get bum rushed by cactars coming out of that dead end. They weren't there a minute ago. Yeah, I need to double all the way back, and then there's like this little nook off to the side. But they just give me AP for fighting them. Like, regular other enemies we've been fighting don't just give us AP for no reason. And you can't just warp strike randomly either outside as like a way to travel. These doggos need to stop jumping at Noctis. It is not ever going to end well for them. Like, I want 600 damage. Oh, is that a one-way? No, it's not. I can walk right back up that. Yeah, then off to this little nook over here. Oh, never mind. This is where we were before. Okay, never mind. Okay, back up to the tomb. Oh, no, that is a one-way. Okay. There's just a trigger point up there that makes you slide down the cliff. So the way we explored this loop is the only way you can explore the loop. Yeah, I think this really does feel like what if Final Fantasy 15 was Final Fantasy 13. That's what the structure of it really feels like. Because in 13, you also didn't have a very good sense of, like, location. How each location sat in reference to the other locations that you visit. Here's the dream conversation again. We're going to have this one conversation repeatedly.
Always wake up before I can remember anything.
I had a dream that we already had this talk.
You are a pretty deep sleeper. Like, under the ground deep.
And I can't go around the back of the tomb.
Marshal. At last, Your Highness.
Yeah. Tell me what I'm here for.
The power of kings passed from the old to the new through the bonding of souls. One such soul lies before you. To claim your forebear's power is your birthright and duty as king.
My duty as king of what?
Now is not the time to question your calling. A king is sworn to protect his people.
And yet he chose to protect only one prince. Was that his calling? Forsake the masses to spare his own son?
How long will you remain the protected? The king entrusted the role of protector to you.
Entrusted it to me? Then why didn't he tell me that? Why did he stand there smiling as I left? Why?
It is funny trying to watch the little low poly characters emote when they can't change their facial expression or anything.
That day, he didn't want you to remember him as the king.
Even in Final Fantasy 3 and 4, the characters had like eyebrows and mouths and could open and close their eyes.
That when the time came, you would ascend for the sake of your people.
Guess he left me no choice.
The power of kings goes with you, Your Majesty.
Alright, have we unlocked Royal Arms now?
Really?
That's not the only power your forebears left you. Your journey's just begun. Another tomb lies close by. I suggest you head there next. There are tombs scattered across the land. All are on dangerous ground. I'll go with you, for the time being. Not only to help, but to get a measure of your strength.
Thanks, buddy. A and L at the same time to use Armor Girder. Alright, so I've got meter to spend now, I guess. And I'm building it back up over there. Okay, I see it. So I can't just equip a royal arm, though. That equipment spot is still empty on the menu down there.
All is planned. Don't get too full of yourselves over that.
It says I've got it equipped. The first strike from this blade is particularly strong, but I can't just equip it during combat, I guess.
I'm on my tippy toes.
You're not as sloppy as you look.
But that scene is also especially funny if you have Noctis in his, like, t-shirt and baseball cap outfit, which I always do.
Visibility is poor.
Clean your glasses.
Capital idea, Noct.
Oh, we're just going back to, okay, the space, back to the fence that I couldn't get through previously. So I guess that fourth equipment slot is for magic, then. Once we get some. Oh, I just heal as much as I want from this screen while everything is paused, I guess. So as long as I've got the resources, I can just stop and full heal. There's not even an animation cost like there is in the base game. Oh yeah, Ignis has learned new recipes. We don't cook at campsites, though. They're just like collectibles you find on the map, and then at the end of the chapter, he makes you food. It doesn't look like there's any on this map, though. Because they would be marked on the map. Or they have been up to this point, I guess I should say.
I'll go in first and stop them. You follow. I'm more of a leader. Not today, you're not. Let's go.
New mark, Noct.
Gotcha. Time to say goodbye.
Looks like he might just always do 3 shots with Mark. Oh, I think somebody interrupted that guy's lunge and I didn't get my parry that I was looking for.
Don't let your guard down.
I know. Who are you, Ignis?
Something the matter?
What's the plan, Ignis?
Prepare ourselves for the long haul.
For some reason, I figured taking out the flag guy first was going to be important there. Alright, we definitely don't want to greatsword these guys if we've got to warp strike them.
All is planned.
Well done, men.
Thank you, sir.
Praise from the Marshal is praise indeed.
And now we can go through here. Like, one of the fence pieces was just removed, and now I can walk through the geometry of the place. Like, we've got the little attack and regen buffs because we collected all the food in the last scene, I guess. That's going to last until next time we have a chance to cook, maybe? Oh, I should spend my apps.
Just how many of these powers are out there?
Okay. Let's go ahead and get buffs for the boys. And let's open up the second accessory slot. We haven't found very many accessories yet, but we might want to save up for this next, actually. That might be what we want to do next. Everybody in this game has like little tiny needle feet. But yeah, I think we save up apps so we have 50, because that's going to be a good one to get.
There are 13 known royal arms, each enshrined in a royal tomb, but we know the location of only a few. I've enlisted the help of the hunters. They comb the land in search of the lost tombs.
They're always in really obvious places, like behind waterfalls and underneath giant towers.
The one nearby you mentioned.
Keekatrick Trench. We know
Am I gonna have to do Castle Mark Tower?
the tunnels.
Worth its weight in gil.
Yeah, like we would get a lot more damage out of that if we had that death blow skill. Ooh, dual horn steak. I've come up with a new recipe.
I can taste test for you.
I need a Lucian tomato. Do I have a tomato on my map? I do indeed at the end. Oh my goodness, look at this map. I always loved the dungeons in the first one. Even the simple dungeons like the Keekatrick Trench and then the Glacial Tomb. Like, even the simpler dungeons were pretty cool locations to traverse. And then some of the dungeons were just really great. So maybe they'll find a way to capture some of the dungeon magic.
Careful. They've got us.
The Empire is everywhere.
How do we get through all that?
Take them head on, or sneak up from behind. Choice is yours. See your opponents for what they are. Haste is the bane of strategy.
Like, do I have an option to sneak up from behind? It looks like a pretty linear situation here.
Worth its weight in gil.
That way. Take it nice and slow.
Knocked. It's all yours, buddy.
I guess we're doing this the sneaky way. Oh, I can't get down there fast enough. Okay, fair enough. Like, I can't even find where this piercer ability is on the menu to even see what it does. Like, I don't have a status screen for the boys to check and see, like, what their texts do. Do I? No, it's just an equipment screen. So yeah, I've got these like piercer and stuff, but I don't know what they do. I can observe a little bit, I suppose. Like Mark, Ignis picks 3 enemies and then knocked his warp strikes to them. But I would like to have a menu that tells me, hey, here's your character's abilities, here's what they can do. Can I get behind this thing to use it? There's like a use icon on it. Yeah, I know what Piercer does in the base game, but it's kind of like, theoretically, you shouldn't have to know anything about the base game to know what it does in this game, you know what I mean? Like, there should be a menu somewhere, whoops, that's the wrong button, where you go in and like, here's Prompto's abilities, this is Piercer, this is what he starts with, and this is what it does. There's a glowy up top here that I want. Am I gonna have to warp up there? Looks like I am. Oh, look, I already warped up there. I just hadn't finished exploring it, I guess. Whoops. Neat. Okay, now how do I get back down? Oh, I guess I just walked down. Okay. Can do. Because some of the abilities I do have that stuff for. Like anything on the tree here, it tells me what Antagonize does and Regenerate. Like all this stuff. But the abilities that they start with, so what are they? Mark, Piercer, what was Gladios? I think Dawnhammer. It might not matter because like maybe they figured you just always are going to want to use the attacks as they pop up. Like there's no reason to not use them. There's more goodies up top there.
I don't like the look of those numbers.
Numbers alone don't decide a battle. What you lack in numbers, you make up for in tactics.
It looks like I could warp strike across here. Let's find out. But I need to have a special pop-up to warp strike up there. I can't just do it on my own. already been up here. It's very arbitrary where you're allowed to warp strike to. Like, I can see glowies on that platform over there, but we must have to approach them from a different angle. Even though there's should be no reason Noctis can't just warp over there. But I don't get pop-ups anywhere up here. Do I get one from up here, maybe? Ah, I do. That's what I'm looking for.
We can ill afford a commotion. Bide your time. Strike swiftly and surely.
Silent but deadly.
No, Prompto, that's... Oh my god. Neat. I got 3 of them. I'm like stuck in this little area now, though. Oh no, I see him up there. Okay. But I couldn't warp strike up to him. Hmm. Okay, can I do that again? It wanted me to start this from over here, didn't it? Now I feel kind of like I'm playing crosscode, where I have to start... You start the jumping puzzle 4 screens away.
Bide your time. Strike swiftly and surely.
Silent but deadly.
Commencing strategy.
That's me, I guess? You got
Yeah, like it's pretty obvious what Piercer does when you see it in action. It's just, it'd be nice to have actual confirmation on the menu. Did not mean to warp strike all the way out of the battle there.
Back to it.
Because you can't target enemies, you have to just kind of point the stick towards them. But if they step out of the direction you're pointing the stick, you'll lose your draw on them and you kind of warp strike into nothing.
Though not all will have survived to this day.
It's like a treasure hunt. That's all she wrote.
You can never have too many tools. Here. learn
Ah,
to
we're
use
finally
it.
unlocking magic.
Just remember, it's a destructive force that doesn't discriminate. I suggest putting someone in charge of it.
You know what? I'll be in charge of it, I think. Okay, so I have 1 lightning spell now.
A Magitech armor.
Dangerous?
This particular model poses a mild to moderate threat.
The short version?
Somewhat dangerous.
Marshall, you'd have to be pretty badass to take that down, right?
Think you're up to it? Let's see what you can do.
I can do lightning magic once. Yeah, that's about how it works. It's a lot easier to see those bombs on the ground in this version, that's for sure. Some of my friends are not smart enough to really get out of the way of the bomb sticks that he puts down. There are the bomb sticks. Narishim, what have you done? I will happily read your Kupo chat as soon as I'm not fighting Metal Gear here anymore. Oh, I should have used a spear for that, I think. That long-range warp strike. Narishim, thank you for the $20 Kupo chat. I appreciate it.
Impressive.
I actually really need the money because I just spent... We went out to a bunch of retro game stores the other day, and I spent way too much money on old SNES games. So I'm actually more broke than usual right now. Trying to rebuild my SNES collection. And we got some good stuff. I got Castlevania 4, I got Donkey Kong Country 2. And I got NBA Jam, which I have not played since the 90s. Are we done here? No, there's food to be had. Ah, I see it. I'm glad I double checked. That's it! Alright. Do I get healed? No. Do not get healed after the battles. So I don't get to choose when I use my magic. It's just they give me magic and then I can use it in the next battle.
Here's where we go our separate ways. Take this key. It unlocks the doors to the other tombs. Seek them out and lay claim to the power they hold.
Are there going to be optional tombs? Or is it going to make me just go through all of them?
Keep an eye on the nifs. Find out what they're up to. But you should focus on your own task.
I will. You take care.
I get healed at this screen. Okay. Oh, I keep forgetting to go my abilities menu there. We're not spending any apps until I've got 50, though, because I want that death blow. I don't know, I'm being very critical of this game, but it actually is just a cool little thing. Like, it's a neat little game. And it hasn't skipped any, like, major story elements from the base game yet. I feel like if you're stuck at home and you don't have anything else to play games on than a Nintendo Switch, you could get, I guess, the essential 15 experience from this. Like, even the layout of this dungeon looks pretty similar. Like, we're gonna go down dungeon levels and stuff.
What is this place?
It appears to have been a shelter.
People lived here?
Those seeking refuge from war, most likely.
I guess the most important thing is that the combat feels pretty good. Like, just fighting the monsters feels good. That's really the main thing you want to have, right?
A generator?
So it would appear.
Let's still run.
Boxes first, generator later.
Sweet, it works.
Oh, then there was light.
Oh man, I do love me some light.
You know what I didn't realize, too? I didn't think about it until just now, but I don't think we have access to switching equipment mid-battle. Like, I think it's going to make me use whatever royal arm I've got for when I trigger my Armiger, which limits my options in battle. But that being said, in the base game, if you're playing efficiently, you're going into the menu and switching your stuff out a lot, which is time-consuming and a little obnoxious to go in and equip your magic or switch your weapon out or whatever needs to be done. At least that's how I play. I switch magic in and out a lot on Noctis. So taking away my ability to do that limits my options a little bit, but also battles are a little less annoying because I'm not going into the menu and doing busy work. Just to have access to the spells that I want to cast.
My bad. Kick the can.
You are killing me here, big guy. Are you trying to give me a heart attack or something?
Okay, so that door can go that direction, but I want to go the dead end first. Spiderweb anything? No? Okay, just a decorative spiderweb.
If it's all the same to you guys, I'd rather not get buried alive.
Yeah, let us be quick.
I can feel eyes on us. The second we turn our backs.
Quit being a wuss.
It's better to be a wuss than a chicken wuss, I think.
Another locked door.
Alright, so that's... We're not going anywhere yet. Oh, we can go down. I don't think I want to yet. Like, throw Prompto in the well. Oh, there's my story trigger. Let's see where we're blocked before we go to the story trigger. Like, that just goes down. That's cool. This should just come around and I open up that door from behind.
This way? Yeah.
What is it?
I don't know.
Whatever it is, it's playing with us.
So can I carry more than one element at a time, I wonder? Alright, so we're locked from both directions there.
Doesn't even open, huh?
Yeah, Prompto, that's what locked means, my dude. Oh, we just have a screen transition there. Okay, we're on a different map now, I guess. And this will come up the other side. So, like, what do I do with these gemstones, though? Like, if Dino's not anywhere.
Say your prayers.
So I've got fire magic on deck. I'm not sure if enemies actually have elemental and weapon weaknesses. I guess they must, because we can buy a skill that increases damage against enemy weaknesses. Yeah, it's especially funny trouble in the scenes where like the characters have to emote, like the scene in the tomb where Noctis is like really mad at Core. But his face doesn't change at all. Like even in the DS low poly remakes, like the faces would change. Characters had eyebrows and stuff. Alright, so we're blocked in all directions here, so let's just do that. So we couldn't go down in here yet.
It came from there. What is it now?
Oh no, this door's open now. We can totes get in here.
Hello? Anybody home? I'm coming in.
I kind of want to hold this fire element until I find another element and see if...
Totally.
Like what happens if I try to take two. Like what does it mean that I've unlocked Fyra, Blizzara, Thundara?
It's safe, right?
I don't know.
No, I like the style of the game a lot. I think it looks really cool. I think like low poly graphics like this are totally a mood. So I'm down for it, you know. And I've always liked the way that Final Fantasy 3 and 4 look on the DS. Who did it? I gotta kill goblins first. Oh, these goblins got some HP, don't they? Someone would have to Kupo chat just as I get ambushed by a whole pack of goblins. Yeah, I'm just going to sit on this fire element. Because I want to see what happens if I take another element. Like, can I combine elements, like in the base game, and make like a Fire Blizzara spell? Nourish him with the healthy Kupo chat. So, with Nourishim's Kupo chats today, here, I'll show you what he just paid for. Ugh. I might have to reach in front of the camera. It might look really weird. Ugh. I'm going to switch my HDMI over so I can show you guys this fun toy. Make sure it's I got it on camera. So this is the Super NT. This is a console that plays Super Nintendo games and has an HDMI out, and it works perfectly, and I love it. And I've tried like retro consoles before that haven't been good. This one is excellent, and it comes loaded with Super Turrican on it, which is cool. But my Super Nintendo collection didn't have a lot of games in it. I got rid of most of them years ago. I sold a lot of them off, so I'm gonna build it back up over the next few years, and I've got Super Castlevania 4 rocking in the Super NT, which is, and it was expensive. Like these old games are very expensive now. But you know, I figure I'll go out every couple months and hit up the local game stores and drop $100 on SNES games, which is exactly what we did. So I got that, and I got Donkey Kong Country 2. And my wife is a big fan of Wizard of Oz. It's her favorite movie. Like she loves like Wizard of Oz and Star Wars are like her two things. So when she saw the Wizard of Oz game on the shelf, she's like, "I've got to buy this."
You worried? You wish?
No, I didn't jailbreak it. I'm gonna go ahead and get the power pack, I think, rather than jailbreak it. Because I think what I want to do is get the power pack, and then get a custom sticker made for it with SMZ3 art on it. Sorry, I'm getting an important message. I know it's very rude for me to type on my computer when I'm streaming, but... So jailbreaking it would allow me to load ROMs and stuff directly from an SD card. But I think I would rather... I mean, I could jailbreak it and get a power pack. Like, I don't have to do one or the other. But the jailbreak on this is actually like an official thing from the developers of the console. My understanding is that they don't load it on there because it would breach like licensing issues with the Super Nintendo firmware technology reasons. So like they made the ability to load ROMs from an SD card native to the device, but they couldn't put the functionality in the firmware without being technically illegal. So the software is there if you want it, and apparently it's not hard to do. But anyway, that's why there's Donkey Kong Country videos going up on my YouTube channel these days. This the first game. That's not the first game. We played Final Fantasy Mystic Quest first. Then I played through Donkey Kong Country, and I got to level 8 in Castlevania 4 on 1 credit last night, which is a lot better than I thought I would do after years of no practice of that game. But I'm thinking I might as well like get a Super Game Boy and start building up like an old Game Boy collection too at the same time, you know?
Somebody, turn on a light. The
So I'm actually pretty excited for the next few years. I'm going to be bulking up my SNES collection. I already have a really good NES collection, actually. I've got, I think, 100-something NES games, and I've got, like, all the major ones. I'm missing a couple... There's a couple big-name NES games I don't have. I don't have Castlevania 3. I don't have Dragon Warrior 3. I would love to get a repro cart of the fan translation of the Famicom version of Final Fantasy 3. I think that'd be a really cool thing to have. I actually wouldn't mind having a repro cart of the fan translation of Fire Emblem. But, I mean, I love all the old school. I was an NES kid, SNES kid growing up. And at one point, I had a very mighty SNES collection indeed, but there was a period in my life where I needed the funds for other stuff. And that was at the time, you could get decent prices at game stores and stuff for trade-ins, so I did some of that. So some of the GameCube games I have from that era were funded by trading in SNES games. But I also had one school semester where I was out of work and just I had to buy $600 worth of school books. What do I have in my room that I can sell that people will buy? Oh, someone will buy my copy of Breath of Fire 2 for $50. Well, that's got to do what you got to do, right? But now I'm at a point in my life where I can build the collection back up. Yeah, see, there's ice in there. What happens if I take the ice? So now do I have ice and fire at the same time? Can I see that anywhere? I'm almost out of Pepsi. I've got Lufia 2. My battery in Lufia 2 is dead, so I'm going to have to replace the battery in Lufia 2. And the cartridge I got for Donkey Kong Country 2 is in pretty... The cartridge itself loads fine, but like the sticker is in real bad shape. So I'm going to get a new sticker made for Donkey Kong Country, I think.
You're such a nerd.
Or did it just replace my lightning? Like you could only carry one element, maybe. We didn't even get time for Ignis's super attack to come out. But yeah, it's been so long since I've been able to play an SNES game on something, because ever since I started buying HD TVs, like I didn't keep a CRT around, you know? I don't really have room in my life to put a 400-pound CRT monitor. And every time I plugged one of these retro consoles in to an HD TV, it's like there's noticeable input lag. Some of them don't run all the games with like the special chips properly. I have a composite to HDMI converter, but it's real bad quality. It just doesn't look nice at all. Okay, so that was that loop. I guess I do kind of want to go around the whole area down here, don't I?
Wait.
Is this door open? It does. I got dead ends to fight first. I did a little looking into how to make repro carts, but I think, like, I would rather commission one from somebody that already has the stuff to make them than get all the equipment to make them myself. Because realistically, there's only a couple games I would want repro carts for. You know what I mean? And I'm not that much of a hobbyist when it comes to technology. Like, I'm not the kind of person that, like, enjoys building or making things like that.
Nothing.
That's weird.
I do have a Final Fantasy V repro cart that works perfectly. Just end the fight with magic. So that's just like the base game. It's just an end the fight button. But yeah, it looks like you can only carry one magic spell at a time. Like, yeah, Treble, if you get the stuff to do it and you manage to do it properly, I might commission some stuff. Alright, well first we're gonna... Oh, she jumped out of the way of my fire. Well, okay. I don't think I've seen any of the bros take any damage at all yet. They've been really good about avoiding damage, which is better than the base game for sure. How did Prompto just do first shot when we've been in the fight, you know, for like a minute and a half? Whoa. Okay. Oh, I got hit anyway. Oh, we're paralyzed. Where's Ignis at? Oh, he's over there. Gladio got him. Okay, so being paralyzed means I'm not getting any combos or anything. So do I have to heal that with something? Fully restores the party's HP. Well, I don't want to use those right now. Or we always have to put up with being paralyzed for a minute. I don't know, man. I don't like the look of Metroid Dread. I think it looks bad. I mean, in general, I'm kind of burned out on just milquetoast Metroidvania games in general. And I watched the trailer, and it's like, oh, Samus can air dash now. Well, yeah, well, so can every single other Metroidvania character. You guys did not get out of the way of the big stupid attack that was obviously coming. I'm going to wait for the game to come out and see how it reviews. That's where I'm at right now with Metroid Dread, but I don't think it looks that good, honestly. Just based on the trailer that they've released, you know. Obviously, there's a such thing as just terrible trailers. It might get... Maybe it'll come out and review great. But it looks like it's going to be focused more on combat, which is not anything I ever want out of Metroid. They just keep coming with the tarantulas. Maybe we should just stay on the boss. Yeah, they're too dumb to get out of the way. Never mind. I was just praising their ability to... their preservation skills, but nope, they're dumb. Oh, I switched to spear and I didn't mean to.
Something to look forward to.
I didn't see I had a full bar. Prompto's getting out of the way. He's smart enough. I guess the whole point of that attack is to teach you how to bring your characters back to life. Because they will never dodge that, it looks like. Gladio's gonna eat it right there. You don't get a max HP reduction when you get knocked out, though. So maybe it's okay. Okay, well, she has no health left in her bar. Is that the death throws there? Looks like it. Whew. I put a mod chip in my PlayStation 1 back in the day. And I did one for my girlfriend as well at the time. And that's the extent of, like, physical console modification I've done. And that was just, like, very mild soldering. My dad had a soldering kit that I put to use. So is it going to be the, like, Menace Under Lucis content back here? No. So, no Menace Under Lucis. That's content in the base game that I haven't done extensively, is the Menace Under Lucis dungeons. I did one of them just to see what it was, and then I didn't feel like doing the rest of them. But we're going to have to full clear them someday. Alright, so now I can choose which of these two royal arms to have attached, but I don't think I can switch between them in combat. And I guess my fourth equipment slot in battle then, since it's not a royal arm and it's not magic, is going to be the ring. Attack and defense and HP up, MP down. Yeah, I'm good on that.
The old king's powers.
More or less. At this rate, he'll soon rival his father's legacy.
The copycat king.
Out of line. Well, what's it like?
Like I've got some tricks up my sleeve.
No need to put on a magic show for us.
But it never hurt to practice.
So yeah, they're going to have me collect all 13 royal arms? Or there'll be optional ones at some point?
Just busy building my arsenal.
Good to hear. I have a task for you. The Empire's begun construction of a new base.
Oh, we're going to do some base busting. The bases were always the weakest part of the main game, I felt. I never really enjoyed fighting at the bases. Especially when you're like done with the base and then you have to try to scour it to find the parts. Like the little pickups you can get. Because there's some like machinery weapons and things you can only find in those bases. That doesn't look like a cutlet. Doesn't look that appetizing. Sorry, Ignis. Your food just looks better in high def. We don't have any AP to use yet. Only 14, and I need... Oh, okay, so these are going to unlock as I find... I see. But I really want this Death Blow one. We're going to save up for that. But yeah, it's going to be very cool to play randomizers and stuff on hardware. I just like the idea of having like the Power Pack cartridge and then putting like a sticker with SMZ3 or Free Enterprise or something on it. I'll bet I can afford my stuff now, though. Oh, yeah. I wonder if it's worth it to go ahead and buy some of these to increase everybody's strength. I've only found 2 accessories so far, and we can equip 2 on everybody. Yeah, you know what? I think I will. I've got the spare money. Let's do it. Oh, it doesn't let me buy more than I can equip. That's kind of interesting, actually. I'm not allowed to buy more than 4 accessories because that's all that can be equipped. Ah, there's foodstuffs to be had.
That's it.
What's what?
I've come up with a new recipe.
Can't wait to try it.
And then up and around here. Oh, there's a side quest to have to do as well. Cool. I like side quests. This looks like a treasure area back there. Maybe. Oh, it sure is.
A treasure map, you reckon?
Oh, wouldn't that be sweet?
Are we searching for?
It's a hidden treasure map.
Alright. Oh, okay, so this is the treasure area right here. I mean, the first one, easy enough, should be right here. How come I can't hit enemies with my shovel? Shovel not a good enough weapon? We can dig all back here, so it's be like a light tower. Now we've left the treasure area. I don't see anything like that. In the unless there's another treasure area. That's possible, I guess. That's the edge of the world. Can I get in there anyhow? Let's, one of these towers back here looks like a radio tower. They're not like the light tower is just a single pole with lights on it. Oh, here it is. Yeah, right here.
Found it.
The two big barrels. It's got to be back here. Yeah, there's the two big barrels. So like right here.
Found it. Is this it?
Increases damage done with teammate techniques. Well, that just seemed like a good thing to have on. I have a soldier's anklet that I didn't notice. Increases vitality. Who's got the lowest defense? Prompto does. I think you'd rather have the hit points. I can give the anklet to you. I don't know where I got that. I must have picked it up in the dungeon and not noticed. Any new stuff, I guess? We'll check. No. Nah, sir.
Your Highness, the Marshal has apprised me of the plan. We found a back door into the Imperial base. I'll mark the route on your map. The way is secure. You should be able to gain entry relatively easily. Please, see to your preparations and proceed when you are ready. I will join you within. The base is still unfinished. If we are to strike, now is the time.
What do you say we hit the road for our next hunt?
To the blockade. I guess Monica's not riding with us. Always go look for shinies. The prince must always be distracted by shiny objects.
From here we will split into two groups. The rest of you will assist me in...
see you guys later.
You go give them hell.
Once we're in, we launch our ambush, pushing out while support pushes in, crushing the enemy from both sides.
All 6 of us.
You said you obtain more power. Let's see how well you wield it.
That's both of them. I should get a bonus for killing all of them.
I won't hold back.
You didn't do anything. Core, I did all the work there.
Holding up all right?
I could do this in my sleep. Will the others be all right on their own?
Worrying will only compromise your focus.
Yeah.
Is there anywhere to grab hold of
If
here?
we're going to count on them, we have to believe in them. Have faith in your friends. Once you learn to entrust your life to others, never let go.
I got this guy over here just can't even hit me with his gun. He doesn't have the correct angle. And he was too dumb to move 10 feet to the right.
Above us! Got it!
Oh, didn't get the last one. I don't have any idea where Core is right now. He really does think I need to do this all by myself, I guess. I mean, I guess thanks for the vote of confidence, Core.
Remember, a king fights with dignity.
I'm a prince. Sorry.
That's all. Shoot the gates this way.
I'll call the others in. This should open the gate.
Knocked!
Marshal, it's good to see you again.
All right on your end?
Right as rain. The Nifs couldn't take their eyes off us.
Thanks to you, we were spared their attention.
So now I'm going to go into the blockade proper, I guess.
Ignis!
Stay right where you are. Well, if it isn't Core, the
Does this dude have freckles on his face? This incredibly minor, inconsequential character.
It's past time your legend came to an end.
As far as I know, this character only exists in the main game, so you can beat his ass over and over and over in all of the different bases.
How should we do this now? Do whatever.
Not helpful.
So dazzling, you make my eyes bleed.
I wonder if I should switch to Greatsword for this. What's the point of these 4 points, I wonder? No, he's just tearing up my teammates.
Not your time to go just yet.
Sniper out of the way.
Step back. I'm taking this one. Back to work. Aye, aye, sir.
Yeah, I think I'm doing more DPS with the little sword than the great sword. Yeah, he shows you right where he's going to attack. It's nice of him to just dodge out of the way. You got all the time in the world. Okay, we've knocked him down to one knee. Took off his buzzsaw. Oh, was I choosing like which of his attacks to nullify from now on, I guess. The buzzsaw or the... what was his other one? They're like the big circular missiles. He's gonna dash attack, get out of the way. It's coming to light, like, just how dumb my companions are. They just refuse to dodge attacks. Yeah, I guess you can't warp strike directly to an enemy from a warp point like that. I'm kind of working the ads, waiting for my meter to fill back up. So, like, those axe hits were like 2,400 damage. If I can try to get like 3 of those in. But yeah, this boss just feels a little damage spongy at this point. He's only got like 3 attacks, and I know how to dodge all of them perfectly. And I can bring my dudes back to life just by pushing one button. If I stay behind him when he does this, am I safe? Yeah. Maybe I'm focusing too much on the ads and not enough on the boss. Ignis, what are you doing? Oh my god. He's like There are these two big bright lines on the middle of the battlefield. Let's run directly in between them towards the giant robot who is obviously charging up. I'm the smart one. Do you guys like my Ignis impression? There are the bombs now. Seeing Final Fantasy 14 stuff? No, I don't have any intention on playing Final Fantasy 14. I do want to start getting Villainous tables back together, though. Once the Final Fantasy 5 remastered comes out, I'm going to be finalizing the X-Death deck that I'm working on. I don't even want to talk about my D&D bookshelf. It's pretty saggy over there. It's a rough scene. I have these bookends on either side, but the books themselves were so heavy they were pushing the bookends off the shelf and they would crack. And I've glued these bookends back together so many times now, so I can't even set the books like on a bookshelf. I just gotta stack them up. It's rough. Okay. Yeah, without access to techs or magic, though, boss fights like that are just not very interesting. You just roll out of the way of the attacks and hit them with the sword and revive your guys when they die.
Take care.
There is a button like that in the base game. You can use Ignis's regroup technique. And I saw that on this tree. Oh, we almost have enough AP for... what am I looking for? Death Blow. Yeah, one of the Ignis abilities down here. Here it is, regroup. Command link. I don't think we know what command links are yet. I don't think we've had a tutorial on those. But yeah, it's just like the base game. Like, you want to focus your advancement on Noctis, because Noctis is like the only character who matters. I know that our good buddy McDowell streams Final Fantasy 14 a lot. But I just don't have the space for an MMO in my life, man. That's just such a big time sink, a big commitment that you kind of have to just keep on the stove all the time. Oh, there's Aranea.
Has absconded with it.
Find and kill her. The ring is the final piece.
We may do well to take her alive. The Six wield power beyond our imagination. The Oracle holds the key for the king. She could unlock many secrets. Nay, High Commander. Lord Ravis, the Imperial Army is now at your disposal.
A moot point, while the fugitives remain at large. My men and I will continue our search for the Prince and the Oracle.
So glorious. My crystal.
Wow, Ravis's face. He just has these like concave spots where his eyes go, but they don't actually, like, the eyes of these characters in this art style, they're not like modeling eyes. They're just like painted on blue or gray or green spots. And the way they're on Ravis's face is very unsettling. I wonder if the complete tag means I've just completed the story, or if I've got everything that you can find in the area. Like, did I 100% these? I'm not even sure. Aha! Okay. So is that like a side thing that I can do on the world map? Because that's actually very true to the base game. The Shield of the Just is just in this spot in the middle of nowhere. You just have to go out to it. And there's a couple other optional dungeons on this part of the map. I think there's one in the Rock of Ravito. There's one in the something or other thicket. Yeah, if I was going to play an MMO, I would play a month or two of WoW Classic, I think. Okay, so I might have to complete this chapter then, because it's kind of behind the chapter marker there. What time is it? Let's get this... I think we can start this. We might not be able to finish chapter 3. We might be able to get it underway. So in the base game, this is where you would do 20 hours of side quests all over the world map before driving up to Lestalem and meeting Iris. And then Noctis starts getting headaches.
Look out, world! Here we come.
The lands beyond are vast by comparison to Lead.
Bigger's better. More stuff.
Like, there's no context in this version of the game for what Lead
A region known for its wetlands.
and Deuce... Oh, I guess they're explaining it now. Duskai and Lead are both regions.
Wherein we'll find the town of Lestalem.
Lead is the desert, Duskai are the wetlands, and Clane is the mountainous region in the west.
She should have arrived by now. Maybe even had herself a look at the meteor.
The same. Its heat is harnessed to power Lestalem.
Whoa, that sounds way cool.
I got my monster truck up on one of those big arches in the base game. I don't know why they give you a monster truck in this game, but they did, so I used it, and I drove all over the ever-loving place.
Yeah, will do. Was that Iris? Can't even call her own brother.
Why don't you call her, Gladio? You got her phone number.
Broadcast all over Lucis.
Oh, I know that! That's the old meteor.
It is. And it's still burning to this day.
Powering all of Lestalem in the process.
I guess we're driving directly to Lestalem now. We're skipping all the stuff in between.
The Crown City.
Suppose that makes sense.
It's like we're warping to another dimension.
Yeah, at this stage in the main game, you can collect all of the royal arms on the map that aren't gated behind story progress. Except, I don't... No, you can't, because there's one up in the glade that doesn't open until a little bit later in the story. And you might not be able to get into Castlemark Tower yet. Or maybe you can get in, but there's... You know what? I've never tried to do Castlemark Tower early in the game. So maybe you can go to Castlemark and there's a way through it. Just the monsters in there. You gotta fight like red giants and stuff, man. It's a rough scene in there. But maybe you can do it. I don't know.
Wait, what's that? It's a building. It's a town! We made it!
We made it all right. How about that view?
Lestalem sure looks great from this angle. Hey, we should get a picture.
Yeah, could be a nice shot.
With me behind the lens, it'll be picture perfect.
Let's see it from the parking lot.
So that previous chapter was called the open world, but we didn't actually do anything in an open world. There's shops all over the place here. Cool.
It's getting hot out here.
Oh, you know what? It's gonna. I'm so dumb. It's gonna be like the base game. You have to visit a shop to add its stuff to your menu. Okay, no, that's how it's gonna work.
I'm certain we can secure suitable accommodations nearby.
So we do want to make our way up to those shops. the noodle truck here.
People actually ride here all the way from the Chocobo post.
I do not see the noodle truck, kids. The most important part of the main game is not here. The noodle truck is nowhere to be found.
One hell of a crowd.
Looks like Prompto's wearing a skirt. What do you mean a crowd? There's like 4 people there.
Iris? You just rolled into town. Where are you?
At the Laville. It's a hotel by the...
Okay, thanks. Bye. She's at the Laville. Let's go.
Let's not. Let's go to these shops first. Okay, so I've got one up. I guess we'll just make the loop around. Easy peasy. I love the design of Lestalem. I like the feel of it. I like the music here, but man, there are some really obnoxious quests in the main game. Like the one where you got to go around checking all the energy meters. Oh, that's so obnoxious. Dagger Quill Guano. Uh-oh. What you got, buddy? Ah. Alright, well I'm going to prioritize Noctis's sword, because his sword is my favorite weapon so far. And then I am cashed. I could sell my old equipment, but I guess there's no reason not to. No, you know, let's hold on to it. Just in case this turns out to be our perfect save. Like, we'll get more money elsewhere. I don't want to fall behind the curve, but I don't think we're going to. As long as Noctis's sword is prioritized, I think we'll be fine. It is a dirty, dirty town, though. Come see scenic Lestalem. Walk between the mountains of garbage. Visit beautiful Dumpster Alley.
Morning, everyone. Maya here from Exonerous.
Can I get into the power plant?
Rise and shine, everyone. This is Maya, Exonerous Plant Manager. It's time to roll up our sleeves for another workday. Remember, safety first.
Yeah, there's just garbage just piled up in the streets. It's wacky.
So many stalls here.
Pickle peppers. Alright, so there's a shop over here. Okay, so I think we could already buy that stuff. I have used so few curative potions and stuff so far. Yeah, there's another dungeon with the katana guys. One of the lower level dungeons, but they're just like there's one of them in there. And like the best way to deal with him is kind of to poison him from a ledge up above. And then he can't get you from up there. You just throw the magic down to poison him, and then just wait for him to die. And he's like level 60, and you're level nothing. So, oh, which dungeon is that? Is that the... It's not the sewers, I don't think. Maybe it is this. Maybe it's the mines. It could be the mines. But yeah, I used a lot of Phoenix Downs learning how to deal with those guys.
Whoa! Did you feel that?
You mean the earthquake?
Well,
What's wrong?
My head just started throbbing.
You alright?
Yeah, I'm fine. Too hot to move. Or do.
Gladdy!
Iris.
Look at you guys.
She has a different outfit.
What can I say?
More colorful.
Good.
All things considered, you guys are staying here, right?
That's the plan.
When you have time, we have catching up to do.
Sure.
I wonder if Gladio's still going to leave the party for no clearly defined reason. For one adventure.
Prince Noctis! Iris is safe with me.
Please excuse my grandson. He has yet to learn his manners.
I like it.
Your Highness is very kind. But we shan't impose.
A very good night to you, Your Highness.
Iris's hood wouldn't even fit up over her giant bulbous head.
So, Iris, what was it like inside the Crown City?
Not pretty. The Citadel took a beating. But a lot of outlying neighborhoods made it through in one piece.
The Empire had tactical targets in mind.
You know, if there's anything else, you can ask me.
Yeah, thanks.
It's just hilarious watching the characters not emote at all because their faces are just stone.
So, about Lady Lunafreya, I keep hearing she was in town. Apparently she left right away, but at least it means she's okay.
Good to hear. Thanks.
Yeah, well, get a good night's rest.
Oh, what did Iggy make? Okay.
Now this is what I'm talking about.
I thought Iris left. We saw her walk out the door. Yeah, 42 is not enough for what I want. So we're still not spending any apps.
Morning, sleepyhead.
Morning. Where is everyone?
Keeping my eye on the time here. I might have to call it here pretty quickly. Yeah, it's about 5 o'clock. Alright. We took a big bite out of this.
They're out walking with Talcott. They went to see the sights. We should too.
Sure.
Sure. Why not?
Great. I'll show you around.
It seems your patience was rewarded. Enjoy your walk, and please take care.
For our first stop, we'll check out the marketplace. Follow me. Right this way.
Literally already been there. Alright. I'm enjoying this. This is a fun little excursion. I feel like they're hitting all like the main points of Final Fantasy 15. The combat feels pretty okay. Like, it's just a little hack and slashy because you just kind of hold the button down. But a lot of people feel that way about the base game too. Like, I completed Final Fantasy 15 the first time just holding down auto attack a lot. So yeah, play through the rest of this, see how it goes. There's a lot of this to get through. At least there's none that cost like $9.99 over and over again. But there's 200 right here. I'm curious to see how they handle the rest of the royal tombs and stuff. Oh, wait a minute. It just gave me the Shield of the Just. I'm not going to have to go do that at all. No, it just hooked me up. Oh, I just have it. Okay. I wonder, because it said that they would unlock on the world map if I fulfilled certain requirements. I'm not sure what requirements I filled. So we're probably not going to have the dungeons for some of these other arms, like the star and the crossbow and stuff. They're just going to unlock at certain points. All right, well, that's fair enough. Well, that's going to do it for me today for now. We'll try to get back on tomorrow and play some more of this. I'm enjoying it so far. I got to go start making my dinner for tonight.